Recent developments suggest Caitlin Clark appears physically ready to compete, yet the Indiana Fever management continues preventing her participation. Fresh evidence emerges from Indianapolis indicating organizational interference rather than legitimate medical concerns keeping the star player sidelined. Multiple sources now confirm the situation has reached a conclusion. Clark won't return this season. The likelihood of seeing her participate in Unrivaled also seems minimal. Logic dictates that if management won't permit playoff participation, they certainly won't approve outside league involvement. The Indiana Fever appears to maintain complete authority over Clark's decisions at this stage. This represents standard business operations. Though it leaves supporters frustrated, the organization has apparently influenced Clark's thinking entirely, creating the current stalemate. New video evidence shows Clark training in Atlanta immediately preceding playoff games, demonstrating shooting capability. This development particularly disappoints fans who endured months of misleading updates about her status. The organization provided continuous false hope with day-to-day and week-to-week assessments while never intending actual return. Supporters and content creators alike feel deceived after weeks of speculation about potential comeback timing. Then go to the WWE and take an RKO while fighting Nia Jax, while lasting the entire fight with Nia Jax without getting injured. And then, I don't know, she could jump in the pool and beat Katie Ledecky, and the Fever still wouldn't let her play. The Fever still wouldn't let her play. I am fully convinced Caitlin Clark is not injured. I am fully convinced she's not injured. Like, if it is, the consistent answer remained negative throughout, despite organizational messaging suggesting otherwise. This deception proves especially painful given the extended period of uncertainty. Recent footage demonstrates Clark shooting three-pointers without apparent difficulty. While the clips show no contact situations, her shooting form appears solid. Additional evidence from recent days shows her jumping and moving normally, contradicting severe injury claims. Reporter Scott Agnes continues serving as the organization's primary spokesperson, recently stating Clark remains eligible but definitively out for the season. Agnes clarified the issue involves ankle problems rather than previously mentioned groin concerns, though this explanation conflicts with visual evidence. Agnes operates behind a paywall system, limiting public access to detailed information. This practice raises transparency questions when dealing with major public interest stories. The reporter maintains exclusive access while restricting fan information availability. Current video evidence contradicts Agnes's ankle injury timeline. Footage from recent training sessions shows Clark moving freely, jumping normally, and shooting without obvious limitations. If nothing else, maybe the Fever are just like, screw it, she wants to do it, let's just let her do it. Let's just keep her happy because we've just shut her down for the season. Because I'm like 99% sure this is the Fever call. Because if her trainer shut her down for the season, if it was her side, this wouldn't be happening. There's no way if her trainer shut her down for the season, she'd be doing semi-full speed workouts. And it's not game speed. But it's the speed you would work out at. This is the speed you would go a shoot around. We've seen her go we've seen her go full speed. We've seen her run full speed. We've seen her change directions full speed. The disconnect between official statements and visual proof creates credibility issues. Multiple theories suggest Clark remains physically capable of competition. The organizational decision appears driven by factors beyond medical necessity. This interpretation gains support from management's refusal to utilize their best player during crucial playoff opportunities. The timing seems particularly questionable given the team's championship possibilities. Organizations typically deploy their strongest assets during playoff runs, making Clark's continued absence strategically puzzling. Awful, we've seen her go full speed. We've seen her run full speed, we've seen her change directions full speed. There is the ramp up between changing directions full speed and playing on a groin strain is like a week. That was a month. It's been a month that we've been hearing about that. Over the last month, we've been hearing about changing directions and running full speed at change directions. The ramp up is a week. If that, it's a week if you want to conservatively ramp her up. And it's like, oh, you know, how does she deal with contact? Screw it, just get two trainers and start hitting her. The decision suggests either lack of confidence in overall roster construction or alternative motivations. Speculation indicates Clark might remain unavailable until potential lockout resolution in future seasons. This timeline could extend her absence significantly beyond current season expectations. The organizational control appears comprehensive, limiting her options across multiple potential playing opportunities. The situation represents a significant organizational miscalculation. Management's handling of Clark's status throughout the season created unnecessary controversy while potentially damaging fan relationships. Deal with contact. Screw it, just get 2 trainers as they're hitting her. Get 2 trainers that hit her. I don't care how she plays with contact. She's probably not going to hurt herself. She's almost certainly not going to hurt herself. Because if she was going to hurt herself, if there was a chance of Caitlin Clark re-injuring herself, there was no way she's trying to get back. She was trying to get back for as long as she did. The Fever shut her down. And it's very, very clear the Fever don't want her playing. They don't want her playing, but I don't get it. There is no world where a 50% healthy Caitlin Clark is not better than Brie Hall. There is no world where Caitlin Clark cannot help the Fever win tonight. There is no world. The approach seems counterproductive given Clark's marketability and competitive value. Video evidence continues surfacing showing Clark's apparent readiness, contradicting official injury narratives. These clips represent the primary glimpses of her current condition available to supporters. The limited footage suggests normal movement patterns and shooting capability. The organizational approach has generated substantial criticism from observers who question the decision-making process. Many believe management priorities don't align with competitive objectives or fan expectations. Win tonight. There is no world where Caitlin Clark cannot come on the floor when Tahina Paup or when fucking Maya Caldwell's on the floor. Stand in that corner and just be a sniper. Take a player out of it. Free up some space for Kelsey Mitchell. There is no world where Caitlin Clark cannot help the Indiana Fever make finals, especially if we play the Seattle Storm. If we face the Seattle Storm, a 15-minute a night Caitlin Clark might be enough to get the Fever to the finals. If we win tonight, this disconnect has created lasting credibility issues. Current indications suggest the situation won't change regardless of additional evidence or public pressure. The organization appears committed to their chosen path despite criticism and contradictory evidence. This stance represents their final position on Clark's participation. The extended absence during playoff competition particularly frustrates supporters who expected to see their star player during the most important games. Instead, they receive occasional training footage while wondering about organizational motivations behind the continued sidelining this year. And, y'all wanna know what would be so crazy? What if the Fever actually do it? What if they win it all? No one's talking about that. I'm starting to think that a lot of teams is getting nervous and getting scared because momentum is a real thing. Momentum is a real energy saver. The momentum can make a difference in a basketball series, in a basketball tournament, because I'm telling you right now, and what's crazy about all this, sorry to get off topic, is that the overall handling has created a disappointing conclusion to what began as a promising season. Rather than celebrating playoff achievements with their best player, the organization faces questions about transparency and decision-making competence. This outcome represents a missed opportunity on multiple levels. Recent footage shows Caitlin Clark participating in training sessions with the Indiana Fever during their playoff run, sparking widespread speculation about her potential return to action. The star player was observed going through standard pre-competition routines, while she remains officially sidelined and unavailable for Game 3. Reports indicate she maintains playoff eligibility. The sight of her engaging in proper basketball preparation activities suggests a significant disconnect between her apparent physical condition and her absence from actual competition. Clark's dedication to the sport appears unwavering, as evidenced by her continued presence at team facilities and participation in structured workouts. Observers note that her involvement in training provides valuable benefits to teammates through both her skill demonstration and extensive experience, creating competitive situations that enhance overall team preparation. The timeline surrounding Clark's alleged lower body issues has become increasingly questionable. Reports suggest she has been maintaining high-intensity, non-contact training for approximately 4 weeks. Medical experts typically expect recovery progression from such injuries to occur much faster, raising doubts about whether physical limitations are genuinely preventing her return to play. Multiple sources suggest that organizational decisions rather than medical necessities may be driving Clark's continued absence. The evidence supporting this theory includes her ability to demonstrate full-speed movement, directional changes, and sustained physical activity during practice sessions. These capabilities typically indicate readiness for competitive return within a much shorter time frame than has elapsed. The situation becomes more perplexing when considering Clark's extraordinary physical capabilities and competitive drive. Hypothetical scenarios paint her as someone capable of remarkable athletic feats across multiple disciplines, yet the organization maintains its cautious stance regarding her availability for actual games. They got the momentum on the streets, they got the momentum of the networks, they got the momentum because they know they plan for something. See, everybody else plan for something, but they ain't plan for the same thing that Fever are playing for. Half of our damn roster got hurt, bro. Think about that. Half of the team was hurt. They got something to play for. They got something to go out there every night to do something for, to make a difference. And I'm telling you right now, I believe if they knock off the drain tonight, it gonna be more than Becky Hammy damn complaining. But let's head on over to several theories emerge regarding the reasoning behind this approach. Organizational leadership may be implementing extreme caution to prevent any possibility of re-injury, potentially viewing long-term preservation as more valuable than immediate playoff success. This conservative approach could stem from concerns about the franchise's future prospects should Clark suffer additional setbacks. The communication strategy surrounding Clark's status has been inconsistent and confusing. Initial reports focused on one type of injury, while subsequent updates mentioned different physical issues. This shifting narrative has created skepticism about the transparency of information being provided to fans and media. From a strategic standpoint, Clark's potential impact on playoff outcomes cannot be understated. Even operating at reduced capacity or limited minutes, her presence would create significant matchup advantages. Her ability to stretch defenses and create spacing for teammates like Kelsey Mitchell could prove decisive in close playoff contests. The possibility of advancing to face teams like the Seattle Storm makes Clark's absence even more significant. Against certain opponents, even a restricted version of her talents might provide the margin needed for championship advancement. A rotation featuring Clark for specific stretches could unlock offensive possibilities currently unavailable to the team. Medical professionals outside the organization have questioned the apparent contradiction between Clark's visible activity levels and her continued unavailability. The ability to perform complex basketball movements and sustain extended training sessions typically correlates with game readiness, making the prolonged absence appear unusual. Clark's public training sessions seem deliberately visible, suggesting either confidence in her physical state or a desire to communicate her readiness to return. Athletes of her stature understand media attention and could easily avoid public scrutiny if genuine medical concerns existed. The disconnect between different organizational statements about her condition has fueled speculation about internal disagreements. While medical staff initially indicated certain injuries were unrelated to her return timeline, subsequent reports suggested these same issues were primary factors in her absence. Multiple organizational levels may hold different perspectives on risk management versus competitive opportunity. Coaching staff and players demonstrate clear excellence and professionalism in their playoff preparation, while front office decision-making appears more questionable. The training footage shows Clark moving with remarkable fluidity for someone allegedly dealing with significant physical limitations. Bone bruises and similar injuries rarely permit the level of athletic activity being demonstrated, further supporting theories about non-medical factors influencing her status. Clark's apparent eagerness to participate suggests personal desire to contribute to playoff success.